We are live, Carrie's arm.
We might be live, Kim White. This is exciting. Oh my goodness. Thank you for joining us and welcome to the 2023 Fierce Entrepreneurs Summit. Oh, thank you for joining us on this fantabulous Friday night in the United States, and it's Saturday morning here in Australia. Kim, over to you.
Oh my goodness. I am so excited about this summit because there's a few changes tonight that I just want to mention really quickly. We have a new co-host tonight that's joining us. Jillo, please come up to the stage. She didn't know she was going to co-host until like a few minutes ago, and I love this community because we can throw people out on the stage and they know how to practice, they know how to do the things. So Jill is the founder of Mama Outspoken. She's the host of the Vision Board Party, like that we have quarterly. She does all kinds of amazing things. She's the executive leader of the My Sexy Business team. And Carrie, I'm going to say really quickly, Carrie rocked Good Morning Entrepreneurs this morning. Everybody has to be like acknowledge that. Carrie is the money barista. I can say it out loud, Carrie, now. She is the money barista. She has the Money Barista podcast. She has the Money Barista savings tool. She has the Money Barista Club, and she has the Money Barista book. So, Carrie, you and Jillo take it away. I just wanted to frame that this is how we do things around here, messy and beautiful.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you so much. And Jill, I'm so excited to have you with us as well. This is going to be amazing. And I think, ladies, it might be time to bring up our first panel.
Yes, we'd love to introduce you to our first panel, who consists of Melissa Stetcher, Kat Corchado, Melissa Bartoff-Airy, Jill Olish, and Linda Bonney. Carrie, will you please tell us a little bit about each of our panelists?
I would love to. Thank you, Jill. I will introduce firstly Melissa Stetcher. Melissa is a professional organiser, published author, and the owner of Hopeful Simplicity. She helps people achieve a less stressed lifestyle by creating sustainable organising systems through their homes and offices. She guides clients through implementing the 3S method in just 15 minutes a day to simplify, sort, and sustain an organised life. When she isn't getting people from cluttered to organised, this mama of one usually spends her free time reading, writing, and gaming with her son. Welcome, Melissa Stetcher. And next, I need to introduce our freaking fabulous Kat Corchado. Kat is a proud Air Force veteran with 20 years of honourable service. After her retirement from the military, Kat continued her love of health and wellness as a full-time carer. In a full-time career, it might actually say. Sorry, I am reading this, by the way. Kat is the founder of Small Space Pilates, an online fitness community. It's a space where you don't have to be perfect. You can wear your comfy clothes and turn your space into your own personal fitness studio. Kat is also the host of the podcast Sisters in Service that features all military members, but specifically women, where we speak on the good, the bad, and the ugly while service, active duty, and later as veterans. Sorry, that was a mouthful for me. Welcome, Kat Corchado. Next, I would love to introduce Melissa Bartoff-Airy. Melissa became a survivor mum in August of 2016 when her 21-year-old son Alex died very unexpectedly by suicide. In a mere instant, her entire world completely shattered. For quite some time, she wasn't sure how to even survive, let alone be okay. Choosing to start the journey of picking up the leftover pieces was a hard one. But when she got there, having rebuilt her life to live successfully alongside her grief, because we don't get over it, today she is a persistent champion in reducing the stigma around suicide, mental health, and traumatic grief itself. It has become her heart's mission to host a community of comfort, connection, and healing, specifically for grieving mums who have lost a child by suicide. Through her weekly podcast, The Leftover Pieces, with also an online community, countless resources, and speaking engagement, she actively helps parents step toward hope into healing so that they too may find meaning and even happiness once again. Welcome, Melissa. Next, I'd love to introduce, she's on stage with us already. Jill Olish is the executive leader of the My Sexy Business team and founder of Mama Outspoken. Jill became her own boss in 2020 and is creating a life and business that is fulfilling and meaningful while being living proof for all mums that living out your dream life is possible. Working through her own challenges postpartum, Jill founded Mama Outspoken because she wanted to empower mamas to find their voices and be heard, advocate for themselves, and spread awareness for motherhood transitions. Currently, Jill has a weekly segment on the live stream Good Morning Entrepreneurs for Mama Entrepreneurs and is the co-host of the Mucked Up My Self-Care podcast. Unfiltered, real conversations from two global mums, and is a featured author in an up-and-coming book, The Story Behind the Story. Welcome, Jill. Okay, next. Holly Totten. Well, Holly fully embraces the third half of her life. She is a writer, writing coach, editor, published author, and the host of the Teaching Yourself to Learn podcast, believing that not everyone is a writer, but everyone can be an author. She understands the power of words and encourages everyone through her podcast and writing to share your words and your story, because you never know who needs to hear exactly what you have to say. Holly and Eric, her husband of 30 plus years, live on a small ranch in central Texas. Her love of animals is only exceeded by her love of her family. Together they have 2 grown children, their spouses, and 4 grandchildren. Family time is definitely a highlight of her day, week, month, and year. When not involved with her family or animals, she enjoys reading, working in her flower beds, and swimming. Welcome, Holly Totten. And welcome, everyone. Woo. Hello. Good morning. Oh, sorry, morning for me. Good evening.
I think you didn't get Denise. Get Denise too.
Oh, where's Denise? What happened? Wait. I'm finding it. No, I've lost it. Okay, here it is. No, it's not. Oh, dear. Oh, there she is. Excellent. Denise, I would love to introduce Denise Millay. I'm so sorry, Denise. Denise is a marketing technology specialist, author, roving reporter, show host, and your findability queen. Oh, crap, I lost it. One sec. Oh. There it is. Just leave it there, Kerry. Denise is on a mission to make sure the content you create for your business is included in search results when your potential clients look for you online. And she does this because if they can't find you, they can't do business with you. Denise holds a complimentary virtual scavenger hunt every 3rd Wednesday of the month, where she and her guests hunt down keyword gold and have a bit of fun at the same time. Welcome, Denise, and so sorry that was not in there. Done. Yay! Okay, now welcome everyone. Sorry, thank you for being here. Super excited. And I think we need to kick off with some questions for our amazing panel. So question number 1 is, what does community mean to you? I would love to go around and get everyone's answers for that question. What does community mean to you? I'm going to go in order of my screen because to be safe, to be sure. And first on my screen is Melissa Stetcher. Melissa, what does community mean to you?
Community means you'll forgive me when I forget to hit unmute.
Of course.
I don't know. I think
The last few years, community has shifted to me personally. It's really become more close knit and more solid people I can call on. The people that I know will pick me up when I'm down, and the same people that I hope know that they can call me if they need me. And before it was just like, yeah, we're in the same neighborhood. So that's community for me now.
I love it, Melissa. Oh. Next up on the screen is Holly Totten. Holly, what does community mean to you?
When I think about community, I think of it kind of synonymous with support, and that is giving and receiving support, because I feel like when you're in a community, in the right community, that it provides support from all areas. And sometimes you don't even realize you're needing the support and it's there. And then there's times when you're giving support when the receiver didn't even know they needed it. And I think that's a really cool thing about community. There's times when we give it and receive it and we know we need it, but community is also there when we don't know we need it. And I really love that about community.
Thank you, Holly. We love that too. Denise Millay, what does community mean to you?
Oh, that's a tough one. Community for me means that you're with a group of like-minded people that are willing to engage with what you're doing and they're doing, and it's the give and take, and you're there for support, but your camaraderie, and there's genuine caring and the feeling that we're all in this together is what the best part of community is for me.
That's a great answer. Thank you, Denise. Melissa Bottleberry, what does community mean to you?
I remembered to unmute. So I always tend to define things first. So defining community is essentially a group of people that are living in the same area, or it's, having some people that have something in common, like the feeling of fellowship or having resulting common goals and things like that, which is where a community like this fits, right? We definitely don't live near each other. Many of us live very, very far away from each other, but we do have a feeling of fellowship that results from the common goals and beliefs or even needs that we have. So for me, this community brings, at first it tends to combat loneliness in this business that we're in of being solopreneurs. But it also gives you an ability to feel safe because you belong to something. So that's what community means to me.
Thank you, Melissa. Thank you. So beautiful. The freaking fabulous Kat Corchado. What does community mean to you, ma'am?
What everybody else said. I think my 2 cents is not having a community is hard. But when you have a community that even when you're not there for whatever, an event or whatever, that your place is still there, a community that makes you feel safe, it makes you feel as though you have people that you can rely on who can lift you up when you're down, that you can take criticism, not even criticism, feedback, and they give you feedback in such a way that you take it and you become better in business or whatever. A community is not just about business, but also about your life. So a community who cares that you're having a hard time and you just need to vent, you just need to cry, you just need to let it go. And you feel better and they go, okay, let's keep it moving. So I think I answered your question in a really roundabout way.
Oh, Kat, I love it. And we, of course, need to ask Jill the same question. Jill, what does community mean to you?
Let's see. Oh, I wish I remembered my answer from the red carpet party. I always do this. Community to me it's like a lifeline. It's some place that I can go back to that is filled of other people that may or be like me, and where I can be one with. Like, it's where we can have unity and work together towards a common goal, whether it be a different goal, but it's still common between us, and we're just lifting each other up doing that. So it's support and comfort and a place to fall back to, like a few other people have said today. So yeah.
Great job, Jillo.
Carrie, you have to answer the question too, please.
Oh, do I? Oh, dear. I knew the questions. I didn't know the answers. Okay. So to me, community means it's like a big hug, and it's like curling up on the couch with an amazing blanket on a winter's day when it's raining and the wind is blowing and you feel like you're ready to jump under your desk. Maybe there's that warm hug, that comfy couch and the beautiful blanket, so that we can curl up and know that we are supported and someone's got your back. Maybe some people are sleeping, but someone is not, and someone has your back. So being global community, I think, puts us all in a fantastic position to have almost 24/7 support, I'm going to say.
Love it. I would love to ask the next question of everybody. And our next question is, how do you think community helps other entrepreneurs? Everyone's got to think about this one. So I'd love for someone to jump in and for anybody to piggyback on another's answer. But does anyone have an inkling yet? Or are you still thinking, Denise?
Well, I think community, if you mean for the people outside of the community, it's a demonstration of the benefits and the unity that you can get and the support you can get. So for someone who's observing it from the outside, I think they see it's a demonstration of the benefits just by seeing how we get along together.
That's great. Love that.
Okay, I'll jump in. I think you don't know that you need community until you've been in a community that wasn't good for you. And so when you know what you don't want, and from people on the outside looking at our community, they look at what we're doing, they say, I want that. That's the community I want. Because you don't know you need community. And so you jump into something that is totally not what you wanted, because they said, oh, we're a great community, and it's totally not what you need. And then you finally come into a community that understands you and understands where you're trying to go, where you are now and where you're trying to go. So that's my answer.
Can you say the question again, Carrie? Or Jill? I guess Jill. Sorry, Jill asked the question.
How do you think community helps other entrepreneurs?
Do you mean others outside or inside or either?
All of the above.
Okay.
All of the above. Because, and I think Kat made a fantastic point about us being an example or figuring out your flavor of a community. And I think that's one amazing way that a community can help people inside our own communities as well as outside. So that's how I think we can answer that, Melissa. It could be any entrepreneur, whether they're inside or outside of a community.
Well, I'll jump in then. I mean, it didn't necessarily, it gave me more time to think about it, Jill. It was just pushing for more time. And no one wants to be on the end because then everybody's already said everything. So I think that it creates a place for, people to see how it can motivate you to be a part of a community, because not only do you get encouragement and challenges that help fuel you or propel you, but you also get to borrow other people's motivation, ideas, excitement. You get to borrow all those things. So you're not just working off of your own fuel tank, if you will. When you're in a community, you get a kind of siphon here and there. And so that's what I think my answer is, in a kind of a succinct way of saying it. So
Love that. Thank you.
Who's going to skip being the last position? Who's jumping in?
Well, Holly.
Oh, I beat Melissa barely. I will jump in. I think there's a lot of ways to go with this answer, and I agree with what's been said. I think finding a community that works for you is golden, and it's not always easy. But the first time that within that community that something isn't going exactly right for you, when you're struggling, or whatever the hump may be, the first time that happens and you get messages out of nowhere, are you okay? What can I do to help? Let's figure this out, just out of, not even necessarily in a meeting, just like on, through one of the socials or through WhatsApp or something. I think that is such a testament to the right community. And I think that others looking in, I know they don't see those little bitty things, but I think they see the retributions of those little bitty things that we as a community portray whenever we're in public together, whether it's in public on socials or, even a summit like this. And so I think that lets others know that there is community out there that is positive and good. They've just got to find the right one for them.
Thank you, Holly. And Melissa, do you have an answer?
I know, I've had all this time to think about it too. Well, I think what comes to mind for me is when you see a community like ours from the outside, you see a safe space that got created, a safe space to be human, to ask questions and not feel like, I'm an idiot because I had to call Denise because it's internet and it's technology and I'm out, right? I don't feel dumb doing that. And I think whether you're inside or outside the community, seeing that with a whole group of, used to be strangers, I think that's what I'm feeling with it. But I think Carrie's the last one to answer the question. Oh,
I felt that.
Hold on. I'm not sure Jill's answered. She asked, but I'm not sure she's answered.
Oh, yes, I'm going to beat Jill. So my answer is, okay, hang on, let me reread the question. How do you think community helps other entrepreneurs? And I want to say out loud for everyone here, it is hard to listen and think at the same time. Does anyone else feel that? Like that is like, yep, everything's too close. So I think that the help from a community for others really stems into, as I gather my thoughts for a really intelligent answer, which is not going to happen. I do think that a community can help others on the outside, and I'll take this line of thought is if you're not in a community, witnessing what communities are all about and what is happening, and we hope to be living proof of that with our community, that you can see it's possible. You can see that it is actually possible to find people that you can coexist with, coincide with, lean on, support, the two-way street, and find your community. So I feel like on the outside looking in, it gives you that opportunity to even look for your community and look where you can belong and where you can flourish in your business. Oh, not bad, Kerry. Jill, now it's your turn and you're last.
I'll wrap us up on this question. I think it helps us from the inside out too, with accountability and trusting ourselves to practice on trusting others, especially being that we are doing business around and with others inside of a community. As something that I'm currently practicing, I think that's where I'm finding that support in seeing it in amongst everybody that's here, in the amount of trust that goes on between everybody. And I think that helps also for people that are within the community that you're already a part of too. So that's my answer.
Fantastic answer to round out that one, Jill. Well done. I'm going to ask the next question. What is one thing you have learnt while being part of this community? What is one thing? Just one, as Kim would say, one thing. What is one thing you have learnt while being part of this community? Oh, Izzy's in. Look out. It feels like Jeopardy. We need buzzers.
Wait, is that the noise it makes? Bing? I don't know what it makes. Insert whatever noise works for you. But the one thing I've learned is that I'm not the only person on this planet fueled by coffee.
Love it. And so true. So true. Anybody else? Holly.
Oh, sorry.
Denise.
Sorry, it doesn't matter. Go ahead, Denise.
It's a tie. Look out.
I've learned that everybody's on a roller coaster and there's nobody that is on a steep, well, there might be a few, but not around us. So like we're all in the up and downs of everything. And so we're not unique when we hit a trough, as Carrie would say.
That was great, Denise. I love it. Holly.
I think my one thing is that it's okay. I've learned that it's okay to not be okay.
Oof, boom. It's getting tough, guys. Kat or Melissa?
I'll go. I think the one thing I'm sorry, Melissa. I think the one thing I've learned is that we're all in this community, but we're all on different trajectories, and not to compare yourself with other people, that you're on your own path and it takes however long it takes.
Amazing. Melissa?
I think I've learned, it's kind of along the line what Denise said, where I think outside looking into communities of entrepreneurs, people assume everyone else is just flying up the hill, right? And that you have to do things fast and furious. Instead, I have learned that you oftentimes need to actually slow down to speed up.
That is gold stars from the princess. I saw it. Did you see it? Yes. Great answer, Melissa. Jill?
All right. I'm going to remember to not give like the best one yet, because we're going to have to answer these again on the next panel. So I'm going to pick my next two. Let's see. I think one thing is that it's okay to have a season where you do a little bit more than slow down, so that way you can figure it out first before moving on. And that, especially if the people are lifers in your community, they're going to be there when you come back to support you just as much when you start getting clear again and support you on that journey or adventure.
That's a great answer, Jill. Are we ready for the next question?
I think so.
Thanks for the answer.
Oh, no.
I thought I got away with it. I actually did manage to think and listen at the same time. It's a miracle, and don't ask me how. I think there was a gap in there that just something happened. The one thing I've learnt in this community is to give as much as I get. And that's been a game changer for me, because I think we often can look at ourselves as being somewhat selfish, and I've never wanted to be selfish, but I know it can sneak in. So therefore, to be able to give and receive, that two-way street has felt pretty amazing. Okay, I'm done now.
Let's see. Our next question. If you had your time again, what would you do different in a community space? If you had your time again, what would you do different in a community space? Go ahead, Carrie.
I'm going first. I'm going first. I would have found the right one sooner. Okay, I'm done.
I'll go. I don't think I would have done anything different. I think everyone's timing is where they should be, where they're supposed to be. A lot of times I always think, why didn't I do this earlier or sooner? But, timing has been such a huge thing in my life. So I wouldn't change anything. I think I found the community right when I was supposed to find it. Or maybe the community found me. I'm not really sure.
And just for the record, I want to swap answers with Kat, because spot on.
So I'm going to add to that and say that I do too believe that we're on a path that each thing feeds into the next. And so you really can't just pick and choose those things and pull them out, because you may not be where you are today, which is awesome where we are today. But I would like to have believed in myself more, so that I would have been more aware that it wasn't necessarily those communities. I mean, it was those communities. It wasn't me that wasn't fitting. It was the community wasn't right for me. And I think I had, because I was new, gave myself a lot of anxiety and grief over that, because I wasn't getting to where I thought I should go. And I turned it on myself, and I would have done that differently.
I'll go. I think I would have been. I wished, well, I guess, okay. If I had done this again, I would have tried to be more open or trusting sooner, or practiced those muscle growth and doing it more. So things wouldn't have taken as long, but I like Kat's part of it with timing is what it is, and there shouldn't be any should haves. So learn that one today.
And I saw Easy on mic. Melissa.
I don't know. I'm with Kat. I pretty much, once I found this community, I think y'all knew who you were dealing with from the beginning. And you're kind of like, okay, they're my flavor. And I don't know that I would do anything different. Yeah, I'm with you, Kat.
Did we miss anyone?
We got Holly and Melissa.
Yeah, Holly and I are sitting here quietly trying to fly under the radar. Holly, I'll say you already answered if you'll say I already answered. Honestly, this is one that just feels like, we're all going to just say what she said, but it's true that I don't know how you could say. I believe in timing also. I believe that things happen in the time that they're right for you in your life. And who would have thought that out of the great freeze of 2020, when the world was isolated and people were afraid and they felt hopeless, and that who would have thought that, this little Hollywood Squares situation here that we're looking at tonight would have turned out to be that beacon of light in that desolate desert of what we were all looking at that point, because it's easy to forget sometimes where things were. But think back to 2020, and it was probably for most people one of the most isolating, unsure times of their lives. And I don't know how you can change, how you just change the circumstances, right? And so, other than I'll say what Jill said. Other than, and I think somebody else did too. I think maybe Denise. Other than saying, I wish I had been a little more self-confident in my own ability to do something that seemed so hard. Other than that, I don't know how I could wish any change upon it from going back. What would I do over, right? So I don't know. Bad answer, but it's all I got.
Well, mine's not a good answer either, which is why I've sat very silent this whole time. There's a lot of things. I mean, I could give you a list of things that I personally wish I would have done differently in the last 2 years, but there's really nothing I would change if I was given the opportunity to go back, if that makes any sense at all, because I do believe in timing, and I do believe that the things we do lead to the next, and to the next, and the next. So I don't know that I would change them, but I could rattle off a list of things that I wished I would have done differently at the time, but I probably wouldn't given the chance, just because of how I've grown through the outcome of it. So not a very good answer either, but that's that's where my mind is going. Not either, Melissa. I didn't mean that. I'm gonna be quiet.
You guys are amazing. And I think all the answers are brilliant. Like there's certainly no right or wrong answer in any of these questions, because we're all on our own journey. Someone said this earlier, that we're all, on our own path and doing our own thing. We're all different at the end of the day, and in such unique ways that our answers should be different. They should bring ourselves into each and every question, and what we bring to the table here, again, to be the example for others out there. So I think you're all doing such a fantastic job. And we do have one last question for everyone. Do you have any current or future dreams surrounding community? It's a big one. It's a big question. Do you have any current or future dreams surrounding community? Is everyone on their buzzers? No noise.
Well,
Casey.
I have a question for your question. Does it have to be about this community or just community?
All encumbered.
Okay.
Anything.
All right.
Yep.
I'll defer to somebody else. I need to think for a second. Play some thinking music and we'll carry on.
I don't know if I should press that button. I might get in trouble by a princess.
No music allowed. No music. I have oh, sorry, Kat. Were you going to say something? So I do think about community, and I know that I like to help people with technology and make things easier and explain things. And I would eventually love to have people that feel comfortable coming together to talk about things they don't understand, so that it was not as scary. And so somehow I'd like to weave that into my life.
And the princess wrote it down. Okay. Kat, were you next?
I thought so until I heard Denise's answer. I don't know. I mean, I can't imagine not being a part of this community. Like you say, if all of a sudden you were like, oh, community's ending, I'll be like, no, it can't end. So I think for me, community is to just continue to help. I think we all have this sense of wanting to educate people in a way that they don't feel like they're being educated, letting them, getting them to understand things, and in questions and answers that don't feel heavy, and always having a sense of wanting to help. And I think for me, there's no time limit on that. You know, this is something that's going to go forever until I can't anymore. So I don't think there's a time limit on it for me. What I want is more of this, but exponentially. I don't know if that makes sense, but Kim understood me.
It does. It does make sense, Kat. Oh my God, I love it. Anybody else? Melissa.
So you started with the question being dream for community, right?
Yep.
Okay. Just want to make sure my brain was still tracking. So if I had to say what my dream for community would be, that it would be that I would continue to be able to grow the community of moms that I have in the leftover pieces, to the point that it serves as a living example for a larger community of how very important finding a place to be is in our grief journey, that it helps unearth the scariness of grief work, that it helps start harder conversations and move the needle in so many places. And I think that the women that are in my community are, they're such amazing people that have been cracked open on a level that the greatness that will come from some of that, they don't even know. And so it's just, I don't even know how to put all of that in a sentence, but and I don't know how to grow as big of a community as I want. So I just trust and believe, because I'm one person, right? So, but I trust and believe that the right people will come alongside of me to help continue to grow that community, so that this shouldn't be something that chokes me up, so that every grieving mom that's lost a child to suicide knows that they have a place and that they're not alone, and that they can figure this out too. And they can go on to actually grow and still do great things in their life, because this feels life ending when it happens. So, and in a way that is hard to explain. So that's my dream for community, is that the communities that I'm building can be that living example, that we can not only survive, but that we can go on and figure out how to thrive, which is ultimately what a community does, is they help hold you up, right? So, but they also cheer you on when you're succeeding. So that's my dream for community, is just that.
And Melissa, that was beautiful. Like that was just so perfect, and especially for what you are doing. And I have to say out loud on behalf of everyone here, and sorry to speak for others, but I think it goes without saying that we are so grateful for what you are doing to help so many others that are on the same journey you've been on. So thank you. Okay, I think we have Melissa and Holly left, if I'm not mistaken, and probably Jill as well.
Okay, I'll follow squared. Sheesh. Whew. It's okay, because I'm part of that community. And Carrie, you can totally talk for me, because I'm part of your community. And it hit me earlier when Denise wants more people to, because that made me realize, like, she wants more people to be okay with tech and stuff like that, which made me realize I'm totally part of Denise's community, because I didn't hesitate when I struggled. I'm like, well, I don't know what I didn't do, but I didn't do something, and I didn't hesitate, because I know in that field, she's my community leader. And I think that was like, oh, well, crickets. She's already part of it. And I think that speaks to the entrepreneur community. Like, I don't want us to go anywhere, like Kat mentioned, but, I've realized people have come and gone from our community, but I still would call them, because I think once you're part of the community, once you're invested, once y'all are stuck with me, you stuck with me, right? You're welcome. But I think that's the power of community. People are going to, come and go out of different parts, but I think deep down the community core stays. And I hope it does. I mean, that's what I feel about the entrepreneur. My hopeful community is going to be globally. And like when you pull up the map of the globe, there's going to be little orange hearts everywhere. That's what my business community looks like. It's like if the globe was covered in hopeful hearts. That's what my business community will be like. It's over to you, Holly.
Y'all are all really hard to follow on this. When I think about future with community, I really hope to just have more of what we have. And so I'm with Kat, and I'm with Denise, and I'm with MBA, I'm with Melissa. I mean, I'm with everybody on everything you said. And thinking about what Izzy said about Denise, not hesitating to call her, you know, it feels like she's part of her community, which is a community within the community. I'm that same way, because I guess my hopes and dreams are to grow my community within a community and then out of the community, so that people will call me for their writing needs. I mean, that's ultimately my goal, you know, but I couldn't do it without the community that we have, you know, so I think it's all kind of intertwined there.
That was amazing. We're getting such an amazing thread of answers here. It's awesome. Jill, do you have any?
Carrie, I wonder if we need to save our answers for the next panel.
Oh, that's a great idea.
No, it's not. I actually disagree. This panel's just as important.
You are full
Absolutely.
of great answers. You have more than
Answers,
one great
please. Yes, Jill, Carrie. Answers, please.
We're the first panel. We get the first.
Oh, dear.
I will answer quickly. My dreams are to have a community of other moms who are wanting to join that same kind of adventure that I've been on over the last 3 years of healing and figuring out who I am after becoming a whole new person. And that unity in that commonality is something that I think most of us strive for, and some kind of a common ground that we've all kind of experienced something hard. And that's what I want to bring to other people, is that desire to have someone else like them joining them on their walk. Oh,
Brilliant. Thank you, Jill. That was amazing. I just think that we are all actually building our communities as sub-co communities of this community. It's already happening, and it's been given great examples here of what Izzy said about Denise, and all of us are reaching out to each other and connecting in those sub-communities already. So we've all got the ability to build a community, and having this foundation to grow off as a living example is what I'm leaning on heavily, because I think it's just an amazing space. So with that, I want to hand it over to our princess.
Thank you. So I'm going to go very quickly because I am the hype girl. I'm the bragging team. I'm the one that loves you all so much, and I'm going to be your little living commercial quickly. So I am going to start with Kat. Kat has personally impacted my health and my wellness through her small space Pilates community. I am a part of that. She kicks my booty on the regular, and she's extremely generous in the fact that she gives others a week to try it out and see if it's for them. So that community is an amazing part of my life. And I want to say, connect with Kat, but I also want to say that we have everybody on the panel set up. Jillo did an amazing job of setting it up so that everybody could go to one place and find everybody and click through and get to everybody. So everybody's been highlighted. Their information is there. The link is there. So we will drop that also while we're talking. But Kat is your go-to girl if you want your booty kicked and you want to be freaking fabulous like her. She's your girl. NBA, Melissa Botorf-Airy. She is the amazing, impactful podcaster who has already, really honestly done thousands of people a week come to her for suicide loss conversations. It's called the Leftover Pieces podcast, and she is so near and dear to my heart in the fact that she is doing something for other grieving moms. And I have experienced the loss of my child, and it's hard. It's hard. And I am going to pull up one book for sure. She's got multiples, but this one is Because They Lived is one of the books that she has done. It's a legacy project. And I think everybody needs to go to her podcast. Everybody needs to go get the book, and everybody needs to connect with her, because if you haven't been impacted by it, you know somebody who has been impacted by suicide loss. So, Melissa, love you and thank you for all that you do, because it's hard work. Denise Millay, she is our findability queen. She is the one making sure all of us are findable online. We set new records this year due to Denise's helping us with some things, auditing and doing some things for us. So I want to say out loud, if you want to be found online, Denise is the one to go to. She does have a scavenger hunt or a game night. She is the findability queen with a crown and all, just saying. And it is the last Wednesday of every month. And I believe it was said that it was the third, but it's actually the last one, Denise. Yes. Is this correct? I'm pretty sure.
It's the last one, but not this month.
But not this month. It's okay.
It's the first one in November. Let's put it that way.
Okay. Thank you, Denise. But you definitely need to go to Denise for all findability for your business. Holly Totten. Wait, let me grab more books. Denise, I don't know why your book is not sitting next to me, but Denise has a book called Be Findable. So you also need to see that. I do not know where it is. I must have knocked it off, Denise. I'm so sorry. Holly Totten. This is one of Holly's books. Holly has helped people from 6 countries become published authors. There's Denise's book. So here's the fun part about this community that I have to go really quickly and say, though. Everybody's so connected that Denise took Holly's new author intensive, became a published author in not this one, but the blue one. Exactly. And then she went on to write her own book, Be Findable. So how's that for all of the connectors? Holly Totten has the best article writing workshop on the planet. I'm going to say, everybody that took that, raise your hand. It's a game changer. So there you go. There's witnesses for that. She's an incredible editor, and she is a gooder friend of mine. I'm just going to say. Izzy, Melissa Stetcher. Oh my goodness, y'all. Hold please, because I didn't knock it off this time, Izzy. Last time I couldn't find it. So Melissa is our organizing queen. She is the one that helped me with my famous gray basket, where she's helped me get organized in all kinds of ways. So she has a quiz that she is offering to let you know what kind of organizer you are. I had no idea there were types of organizers. All I knew was I was born a clutterbug. That's all I thought. And she has helped me realize knowing how my little brain works helps me stay organized, not just do it once, but stay that way. So Izzy has a book out. It's called, I have to make sure I read it right, Small Space Successes, not to be confused with Small Space Pilates with Cat. Okay, so Jill Olish, she is the host of the vision board party that we have quarterly. I am going as fast as I can, y'all. Jill is, I'm the entertainment. That's what I am. Sorry. Jill is the amazing host of the vision board party that we have every quarter. She is the one that tells us all how to do things virtually so that we don't have a stack of magazines like cluttering up, because Izzy and Jill, like, that doesn't work for us to have all the messes going on. So she helps us all have our vision boards so that we remember what we're working for. Because as an entrepreneur, this community is all about making an impact, and having that on our vision board, what we want to do, that's a really important part. Carrie Zarb, let me tell you about Carrie. Carrie is the money barista. And if you did not watch Good Morning Entrepreneurs this morning, I think you need to go back. You actually can go and see Carrie dancing the nut bush, which I didn't know until lately. I have to learn that before I go to Australia in 2025. Yeah, I have to learn how to do the to do the moves. so anyway, yeah, that's not what you're supposed to do. Those are arms that we're using, and it's supposed to be legs. So Carrie is the money barista. She actually has a live tour coming up next Wednesday, which is super important because she's helped this community save over $100,000. Oops. Oh.
Kim.
Okay, so maybe I've not had enough coffee this evening. So there's a new total coming out, y'all, and I just blew it, Ralph. I just completely blew it. But the savings tool is amazing. It's free. Carrie Zarb, the money barista. I think I covered everybody. How is that?
Kim. Oh, you are so amazing and so fantastic, and we all love you so, so much. And I'm going to say out loud that this community would not be what it is without you and without everything you do. And no, don't even. Brokenness is real, and you started that, so I'm just going to keep going with it. So we just appreciate you so much, you and your team. My Sexy Business is just such an amazing space, and we invite everyone to join us in all of the spaces and places that we hang out, and I'm just so excited to be here. So shall we quickly wrap up with some final thoughts? Do we have time? For quick, really ultra mega sharp
30 seconds or less. That's how quick it
Yay.
has to be.
Love you all. It was wonderful. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Denise.
It was amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Melissa.
Wonderful as always.
Thank you, Holly.
Always fun to be a part of this. I love the questions because it makes me think. It makes my brain hurt, but I love it.
Thank you, Kat.
I love this community. I need a bigger bookshelf now. Oh, darn. I love you all. Stay hopeful until I see you again.
Thank you, Melissa.
Okay.
Right. So I'm going to be very rogue now. Jill and Carrie, you're out of here for about 5 minutes. And surprise, Adam, come to stage with me because you and I are on We're the Entertainment at halftime. You didn't know it, but we are. So y'all take a break. Love you all.
You're going to do the
Channel
nut bush?
the main
Do the
thing.
nut bush. You and I do the nut bush.
Adam, come up, we'll dance. Instead of Carrie dancing now, we'll dance. So love you all, and thank you for all your amazing answers and all the things you've done. We'll be back in 5 minutes with the regularly scheduled programming. So Adam, it's you and I now. How was that for the first panel?
That was amazing. I have to say, I loved hearing everybody's answers, and very insightful. And I do feel like that for people watching, they provided a lot of value with the importance of community.
Oh my goodness. I don't know about you, Adam. Well, I do know because we're very we love this community. We can't help it. This community is an amazing part of our lives, and I feel like this is something to be said out loud. If you have not found your community yet, please don't stop trying, because it's one of those things that when you find your people and the ones that you are connected to, it can be such a game changer for you as a human first and as an entrepreneur. So
I will agree with that because in finding this community, I feel like I have found my people. I have found a place where I can get that support, and I've developed friendships. And the amazing thing is that it's all been virtual for me, outside of the New York meetup. That was the first time I really met a lot of people in person. But all of these relationships have developed through a computer screen, which I think is such a testament to technology.
It's actually really amazing to think about. And I love what one of them said earlier. I think it was MBA that was saying about the great freeze of 2020. Like, that's what we call it because everybody was just kind of shut down. That was a really hard time for people who like are used to being surrounded by people, and then now you're all of a sudden isolated. And I think this community was born from loving on each other and knowing that we had found the right people to hang out with and to do life with.
Yes, and we have continued to love on people and embrace people who come into the communities. I think it's really such a special place, and I feel very grateful to be part of it.
You are more than just part of it, Adam. I want to say, everybody, and I know that Adam's probably going to kill me for saying this out loud, but he is our bougie bus driver, is what we call him, because he's actually a media personality. He's actually the interview king, but we're the ones that I guess keep him humble, like, because he's our bougie bus driver. He takes the bus and like make sure everybody gets on and does what they're supposed to in this online community. And I love every minute of it, Adam.
Well, I'm glad you enjoy it, and yes, I have been coined the bougie bus driver here, and I fully embrace it.
Well, it's a good thing, Adam, because everything in this community, we just kind of like let it hang out there. We do messy well.
We do, because like you always say, messy is beautiful.
Messy is beautiful. It shows progress. We have like about 1 minute left until everybody comes back to do the second panel for the night. So how about you and I for just a second talk about what the Fierce Entrepreneur Summit, like what it's for.
Okay.
Does that work?
Take it away.
I love it. So Adam is one of the associate producers of Good Morning Entrepreneurs, which is our weekly live stream show. He's also one of the organizers of the events that we do. And I'm giggling because he had zero notice that he was coming up to do this with me. So he's like, please don't ask me anything I don't know already. So Adam, this is definitely a summit to be remembered because we have thrown our Jill Lowe into the host seat and helped her like get a place to practice. But this summit means a whole lot to me because of community, because of how much this community means to all of us and what we've experienced. I think, anyone watching who, again, is an entrepreneur, don't do it alone, y'all. It's so much better with community. Business is better together. And it doesn't mean that you're doing like each other's business. It means you all are literally doing business side by side. So it's a really important thing. Adam, do you have any final thoughts before we throw it back to our amazing duo today?
I will just say that I agree with everything you said. And just because you find one community that you don't feel like is a fit for you doesn't mean that there isn't another one out there. And I will just say, as somebody who was in another community before here, I thought it was the right community, and for a while it was, and then it became not the right community. Is that grammatically correct? And then, but through there, I met other people, one of those people being you, that then I found this community, and I have found my place. So it can happen. So don't be discouraged if the community you're in doesn't feel right. Just know that there is a community out there for you, and it's just going to take some time to find it.
Love that, Adam. Thank you. And thank you for letting me be the bougie bus driver, passenger, and instigator for this mid-intercession. Oh my goodness, that was a mouthful. Sorry. So let's go back to our regularly scheduled programming with our famous The Money Barista Carrie Zarb and our famous Mama Outspoken Jill Olish.
Welcome back, Jill.
Thanks, Carrie. Welcome back.
And thank you, Adam and Kim, for that amazing intermission. It was incredible. I couldn't help but tune in on the live stream while I was running and doing all the things. And wouldn't you know, when you run to do those things and you find you don't have the right things and you've got to go and anyway, all the things.
I had to sneak around so nobody saw me. So I didn't have a little follower stage. So
I love it. So, Jill, I think we have another panel that might be joining us.
we do. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, Prince. Oh.
I was going to say, just let me say who's on the panel and then you all introduce everybody. So our second panel is Donna Bender. It is the Adam Rothenberg. It is Yvonne Marchese. And it is Jill Olish and Carrie Zarb. I just want to put that out there. Oh,
Thank you.
and Linda Bonney. Why is Linda Bonney's name like off my list? I am so sorry. And Linda Bonney. There we go.
Thank you, Kim. Oh my goodness. And I'm going to hopefully get this right now. And that's why Kim said that, so that Kerry actually says the right things. Thank you, Kim. So I would love to welcome our second panel of fierce entrepreneurs to the stage. I'm going to introduce them one by one, and I'm going to kick it off with the incredible Donna Bender, who is a branding strategist and giveologist who has proven that you can build a long-lasting business, you can build long-lasting business relationships in a meaningful, fun, and profitable way by giving. Donna is a published author, about to be. No, she is. She actually is a published author and about to be again. And she is the creator of The Giving Plan, the host of a monthly online product series called Show and Tell. And she's also a roving reporter for Good Morning Entrepreneurs for Surprise and Delight Marketing. Donna has had the opportunity to work with celebrities, royalty, seeing firsthand how to build brands by creating long-lasting business relationships. Donna's passion is to provide creative solutions to build a company brand, whether it's finding the perfect gifts to show appreciation or using the right branded products to stand out from the competition. Donna knows firsthand how showing appreciation can build those long-lasting relationships that will increase your business. So, very excited to see Donna this evening, morning, all the things. And next, I would love to introduce Adam Rothenberg. He is the creator and host of the entertainment website Call Me Adam and its podcast Bearing It All with Call Me Adam. In the last 14 years and beyond, he has conducted over 1,500 interviews. I believe it's reaching 2,000 shortly, where he gets his guests to pull back the curtain on their lives and careers. Adam's interviews have featured Olivia Newton-John, Mel B from the Spice Girls, Katie Segal, married with children, by the way, George Takei from Star Trek, Rue McClanahan, who is Blanche on The Golden Girls, country superstars Joe D. Messina and Dina Carter. Adam tells backstage stories of his own and about these interviews every week on Good Morning Entrepreneurs and via his website, of course, the podcast, and a forthcoming book. So excited. Next, I would love to introduce Yvonne Marchese. She is the host of the Late Bloomer Living podcast, a professional photographer, author, speaker, mother, and wife on a mission to explore what it means to age playfully. She is a roller skating, paddleboarding age agitator who believes that midlife is filled with possibility, that it's never too late to pursue a dream, and that the stories we tell ourselves have tremendous power in our lives. Becoming a podcaster at the age of 50, Yvonne has broadened her world, inspiring her to host the Midlife Uprising Summit, which spawned as an ongoing community for women called the Age Agitators Club. She is also a co-host of the Salty Sisters live stream with the freaking fabulous Kat Corchado that was just here a moment ago, by the way, and a roving reporter for Good Morning Entrepreneurs. Oh, so exciting. Next, I am introducing the one, the only, Linda Bonney, who is a Tasmanian-born and living writer, storyteller, and conversationalist. Her latest project, Stories with a Sunday Roast. Yes, I got it right. There's a story behind that. Both as a podcast and book series, intertwine stories from past, present, and future as we revisit and recreate scenarios which help us remember our own bank of stories we may not have touched on recently. She is also the co-host of Mucked Up My Self-Care podcast with Jill, which is real and raw conversations about how we can unstuck our muck when she's not writing or podcasting and doing all these amazing production things. Linda enjoys spending time with her physical and digital family and friends and her 4 kiddos. Is there anyone missing? No? Is that it? Yeah?
All of us.
Yay! Welcome, everyone.
Welcome. Yay.
So excited. Okay, are we kicking off with questions? Yes, yes.
So,
Yay, let me find them. They're here somewhere. Back to the top. Okay. Question number 1 for this fierce panel of entrepreneurs. What does community mean to you? And I'm going to start. I'm going to pick out my people. I'm going to start with Adam Rothenberg. Adam, what does community mean to you?
Somehow I knew you were going to start with me.
It was the top or the bottom, mate. You knew it was going either way. It was a 50-50.
Exactly. To me, community means support. It means having people that you can rely on, whether that's to ask questions or if you are struggling and you just want to vent to somebody, there are people there that you can call on for all of those things.
Such a good answer. Adam's setting the benchmark really high already, guys. I don't know about you. I'm feeling it. It's sweating. Okay, next up is Linda Bonney. What does community mean to you, mate?
Great question. So many things. So community to me means a whole bank of stories and conversations which connect people together and help us muddle through finding our own identities at times. Community is patient and loving and a bit like being under a cozy blanket on a rainy day.
Is that where I got that from? I wondered where that thought came into my brain on the previous panel. Thank you, Linda. Sorry about the copycat on that one. Clearly, I've been listening. Yvonne Marchese, what does community mean to you?
Wow. Community is something that I've only at this point in my life really come to appreciate. It's something I overlooked and underestimated until very recently. And it is all the things that Adam said and Linda said. And yeah, I find it to be one of my greatest treasures these days.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you, Yvonne. Miss Donna Bender, what does community mean to you? Oh, and you need to unmute. I'm sorry.
I said, well, Carrie, everything everybody said. And community to me is, I shared this earlier, when I was in corporate America, we had the coffee clutch that we could, talk to. We had offices we can go and bounce ideas off of. And when you're an entrepreneur and you're working for or a solopreneur, you don't have, an office. You could call go have a second and run in and say, what do you think of this? And so this community has become so important for that, because I think we're a great sounding board for each other. I don't think that we would allow anybody to go in the wrong direction. And so it has become, it's just a wonderful thing for an entrepreneur to be part of. And I feel very blessed to be part of this community.
Oh, Donna, that was such a brilliant answer. And Jill, are we answering again?
Oh, I think we're gonna have to.
You go first.
Okay, I will. Okay, so community. It's an extension of family. We'll get at this answer a little bit differently than the first panel, but it is, and especially today in the community that I have, it's virtual extended family, and it brings a whole other meaning to the community that I have elsewhere. So it's like this group of a family that I didn't think I'd be family with, that I can reach out and call upon and have the support that I may not even realize is there, and feel it from across the world. Yeah.
Oh, such a great answer.
You're
okay,
up.
I know I was going to try and slide on through, but no, it wasn't going to work. So I have no idea what I said on the first round. It's all a blur at this point. So I think I'll just go with, I'm going to tap into what you said, Jill, because it is global. Who would have thought we'd be so lucky to have a global community? And Kim and I'm going to kind of tell on us a little bit, because we share a watchtower, because we are on opposite sides of the globe, and we often message each other when Kim's going to bed or Kerry's going to bed. The eagle has landed and the next person's in the watchtower. So we are so fortunate. We are lucky we're not on the same time schedule, because we would never get any work done. However, we share that watchtower with so much joy, and it just gives us that ability to make sure that everyone is supported, and that is what community is all about to us. Sorry, Kim, I spoke for you. Sorry.
Well, I'd love to ask the second question of the panel. Let's see. How do you think community helps other entrepreneurs? And that's either in your community, outside your community, anybody. And I'd love for whoever's got an idea of an answer to pop up first. Go ahead, Yvonne. I saw you thinking.
I'm hitting the buzzer. I'm going first, man. When you said in the community, out of the community, either way, I thought, oh, okay. In the community, I can speak to what I witness happening with the entrepreneurs that are around me, with all of you, and the growth that I have seen since I first knew each and every one of the people in this community is stunning to me sometimes when I think about it. And it keeps me going. It's like on those hard days, it's like, well, okay, I know so and so is still plugging away, even though they're having a hard time. Come on, girl, let's go.
Love that answer. That was so good, Yvonne. Adam, did I see you raise your hand before?
You did, yes.
Please.
So I think community can help other entrepreneurs, because if they are on their own journey and they're looking for some assistance, a community can show them that there is help out there and that they just have to find the one that works for them.
Good answer. Thank you. Go ahead, Donna. You have to. You.
The question of why is a community important for entrepreneurs or other entrepreneurs? That is the question. Yes.
It's how do you think community helps other entrepreneurs?
That too. Well, the example that I gave as a personal example, I think that especially someone who, really decides to bite the bullet and leave corporate America, and they're like a fish out of water. I think that knowing that a community such as ours exists, I think it would be, a great support for someone who's on the fence and saying, I don't know where to go. And, I want to know that there are people out there. So I think that our community is a great example of what it would be like for someone to be part of something that's bigger than themselves, which can help them move the needle on their business, so to speak.
Love it. Oh, thanks, Donna and Linda.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely echo a lot of what everybody else has been saying. I do think community helps entrepreneurs by creating a common thread, and back to that identity piece again. We find stories that are similar to each other. We find maybe little habits or things that we do that somebody else might do, even though we think that we're a little bit crazy because we wear odd socks or something like that. So really, for me, it can really help entrepreneurs feel a sense of belonging and importance, and to have people who cheer you on and believe in you is fundamental, I think, for your own success and for a sense of satisfaction and achievement and purpose, and a whole list of other verbs and other words and all the things.
Oh, I love it, Linda. Thank you. All right, Carrie, how do you think community helps other entrepreneurs?
Oh, such a tough question. And again, the thinking and the listening at the same time, and whatever happened in the first panel, blur all the things. I really do hope that it is a great living example to those out there. I want to tap into what Donna said about those that are suddenly a fish out of water, and seeing something like this as an example of what is possible for them to find their community and start to see what community actually means. It does mean that we are there for each other. We're supporting each other through all the peaks and troughs of this journey of entrepreneurship, and that's the hills and the valleys. Yeah. And yeah, I think Linda and the odd socks as well. It's so real. You get out of bed, you don't know who you are, you don't know what day it is, what time, when's my first meeting, where's my calendar, why is my computer not starting correctly? Like, all those little things are what can turn us upside down in a heartbeat. And if you need to find the matching socks, who cares? Just just move on. Just come on. Let's keep going. Let's keep moving forward. And a community can help us do that. So long, short answer. Sorry, Jill, your turn.
Yes. Love it. I like how, Yvonne, you put it with it being that sense of, oh my gosh, not even know where I was going with it. But on the outside, it gives you that sense of, holy moly, why can't I think of what I was going to say?
That was part of your answer, right, Jill? Yeah.
You're too young, Jill, to forget. Let me just say.
I think it helps entrepreneurs find someone to lean on, even though we are not close to each other. So like Yvonne, you were saying, we don't have somebody sitting next to us. And this virtual community, we can have that in the back of our minds that someone else is also possibly going through something, and they're trucking away at it. And that gives me the encouragement that I can go ahead and truck away at it too, and know that when we get back together, we can talk about how we made it through and how we've grown. So that's how I think that can help the entrepreneurs that are in our community, as well as be an example for outsiders too that are looking for a community. So that's the answer. Finally got it out. Carrie.
Well done, Jill. Well done. Good job. And again, we're here right now. That is living proof, because we're all sitting here going, you got this, Jill. You got this. You got this. And you did. So that's how it works. The next question for our fierce panel of entrepreneurs is, what is one thing, one thing you have learnt while being part of this community? Popcorn style, everyone on their buzzers. Oh, Donna's up. Look out.
It's funny because I was thinking of this as an answer after the last question. What I've learned is it's okay not to be perfect, and that it's okay to be messy, and it's okay to make a mistake. Because when you're working in corporate America, you're working your way up the ladder, and you're always so professional and have to have a persona. And here, in this community, you learn what it is to be happy in your own skin. And yeah, I'll get melty on that one. So that's it for me.
Thank you, Donna. That was amazing. Anybody else on the buzzers? Adam. Oh,
Adam beat me to the punch.
Yeah,
I forgot to raise the hand.
I'll say one thing I learned is that there is always a song in my heart that this community brings out. And on this panel alone, I have already had 3 songs going through my head throughout all of the answers that have been given tonight.
I just want a song. I know we're not going to.
I want him to sing now.
We have to skip over that, but please, anyone tuning in that doesn't know Adam and how he can just sing it at the right moment, the right time, from the right conversation. Seriously, it's brilliant to bear witness to. So, Adam, I think that's great. And should we be in the after party, we may break out in song, let me say. Thank you, Adam. Okay, anybody? Oh, but Von, you were next.
I've forgotten what I was going to say now.
Oh, we got song.
So the question is, the one thing we've learned in this community. Oh my goodness. I mean, go with one. I had something when I went to hit the buzzer before. The one thing that I have learned is that it is okay. I think it echoes what Donna was saying about not being perfect. It is okay to show up and let the bumps and warts show a little bit if you got it. And know that I am in a safe space, and that even though I look around me and go, wow, these people are incredible, that doesn't mean that I don't belong there. That then I get to see them have a hard day and go, oh, they may have like these creds if I were to see them somewhere, I would be like, I don't even know if I could approach that person. And here you all are, real living, breathing people running heart-based businesses. And yeah, sorry, kind of started to go, woo.
I love it, Yvonne. That's a great answer. Linda Bonnie, do you have something that's come to mind?
I do actually. It's one word with a couple of different streams, and that word is belief. It's been a huge thing for me to have people who believe in me, while also facing my own beliefs, which have got in the way at times, or been quite loud at times, and been embedded into my belief bank and needed to be changed, and have very often successfully changed through the support of this community.
Thank you, Linda. That was a great answer. Ooh. Jillo, does that leave you and me?
I think so. All right. My other thing that I've learned, I'm going to be transparent about this because, to be honest, it came up yesterday in some unpacking and journaling that I had to do, but it really was birthed from being involved in this community, is that I'm not being graded on what I do. And I think that kind of can stop some people.
And Jillo will be right back with us any moment now. I will. Oh, you're back, Jill. That was fast. Wow. No, back in a minute. Okay, so I will answer while Jill is taking care of things behind the scenes there. So I think, and I don't want to lose where Jill was up to, so someone please remember exactly where Jill was going and help her when she comes back. But for me, the one thing is that we can break out in song. Adam, you've been such an inspiration for this, that we can actually have those moments and just sing it. Just do it. It is, we're allowed. There's not that rigid rule book that we have to follow of being perfect and polished in every single moment. In fact, it's probably quite the opposite, I must say, because a lot of us are super wacky and super fun and just amazing humans. And at the same time, like Yvonne said, the warts, the bumps, it just, we can be ourselves. We don't have to be perfect. And I just think that is the one thing that has stood out to me. And I don't know if that was my first answer as well. And if it was, yay. And Jill, you're back. Do you remember your thread?
Let's see. Oh, yes. I'm not being graded. And that was pretty big stuff yesterday when I figured it out, because we say all the time that we can put things out to get the car out of the driveway and at least do it, even if it's messy, but the feedback isn't a grade. I don't have to get an A in order to put it out. It can be me and that's it, and then go from there. So that's one of the things that I've just learned, and it's because of this community.
Okay. Love it, Jill.
All right. So our next question for our panel tonight is, if you could do it again, what would you do different in a community space? If you could rewind, add a second chance, what would you do different?
In any community space, in a community. Can I get a point of clarification here?
Carrie, can you help us clarify that?
Okay, so let me just repeat. If we had our time again, what would we do differently in a community, any community space? Yes, good clarify. Anything that comes to mind. Anything goes, no grading, right, Jill? Like it's, yeah.
Right.
I'll go first. I mean, the first panel covered this pretty well in saying that, you can't, like, they wouldn't go back and change anything because that's the path that's brought us all here. And I definitely agree with that. And yet I think that I would, going back and thinking about past communities I've been in, I would wish for my younger self that she could have felt the ability to speak up with more confidence and say what needed to be said.
Go on ahead, Donna.
I might invested in a box of Q-tips earlier on so I could have heard better the first time versus the 100th time. But, we learn when we have to learn, and we hear when we have to hear it, even though things could be said so many times. And we now have proof because there's video we can go back and watch. But that's probably, what I know now. I listen better. I hear it faster. But that's what I would probably do different, would be just to listen better initially.
Thanks, Donna. And Adam, I saw you raised your hand earlier, so if you'd like to go ahead and give us your mind.
I feel like I am in the group of I wouldn't do anything differently because it's what got me here. However, I do wish that I sort of didn't listen to my gut with the previous group I was in. And I wish I listened, but I know that if I didn't join that group, I wouldn't have ended up here because I don't know how I would have met everybody that brought me here. Well, Kim brought me here, but I don't know how I would have met Kim and a few of us were in this previous group that I knew. So I don't without that group, I don't know how I would have gotten here. So that's why I say I wouldn't do it again. However, I do wish in a way I listened to my gut more because there is some things that I guess lost in that group that I can't get back. And if I listened to myself, I wouldn't have lost those things then. And at the same time, though, I needed to get on that path because that path led me here, not only with what I'm doing with my behind the curtain stories, but I had to go through those other steps to realize that's not what I wanted to do, and that I do love telling these stories. And again, if I didn't have that previous experience, I don't know where I would be. So I'm on the 50-50.
Thank you, Adam. And Linda, what are your thoughts?
Ironically, it seems like we keep going around and I'm coming to last. So one thing I would definitely do differently is show up more. Definitely sometimes still fall into that old belief, just linked to the last question, belief of thinking that I have to do it alone, or I struggle through some things because I perhaps have some other beliefs under the beliefs under the beliefs under the beliefs layered on top of each other, which are unpacking themselves all at once at times. And it's like fireworks in a backpack. It's quite the dynamite. So I think showing up a little bit more in and receiving support is something I would do differently and would like to work on into the future.
Thank you, Linda. And you're definitely not ending up last. It's me and Carrie that are last. So you're saved. Well, Carrie, if you would like to share your thoughts again on this question.
I would love to. I have to tap into what everyone has shared, of course, because you guys are feeding me the answers, by the way, at this point, just FYI. And what Yvonne said about our younger selves and being more of our own voice when we're younger is definitely something that I think we can all contribute to that, and we could have a whole conversation about that, which is exciting to think of. And Adam, my tummy speaks to me so loud. Like, it grumbles when I'm hungry, but it also speaks to me when it needs to about things. So it's so important to listen to that. But we learn to listen to that. And likewise for what Linda said, when we don't quite believe in ourselves, we're not quite confident enough to reach out for that extra support when we need it. They all intertwine. Someone else said that earlier. I think, Donna, you mentioned everything intertwining, and that is just so true. But we're all learning. And we will be forever learning. We don't reach this point. We've spoken in our community about Mount Everest. Well, all of us want to get to the summit. Well, guess what? Here we are. This is a summit. So we're right here. We made it. Yay! and I think we that's what it's all about. We're still on the journey. We will be forever on the journey. So, Jill, I'm sorry. I don't even know if I answered the question or just got on a bit of a tangent. Over to you.
All good. I'll answer it quick so we can get to our last question for the panel. The thing that I would do again or differently, if I had the chance to do it again, is figure out how to self-discipline earlier. So in a way with Linda's, that I show up better or listen better like Donna and be able to apply myself more earlier. But that would be my answer. So back to you, Carrie.
Thank you, Jill. We do have a final question, and it's a kicker. Like, you guys, buckle up, as Kim would say, buckle up. The final question for this fierce panel is, do you have any current or future dreams surrounding community? And I'm going to add, for yourself. Any future current dreams surrounding community for yourself? Adam, take it away.
I'm going to say that it took me to being in this community to understand that I actually have a community already. And I wasn't 100%, I didn't 100% realize that I have an amazing group of people who follow me and support me and read my interviews and all of my social media posts. And that is my community. Outside of this community, that's my community. And that's the people I'm fostering with my newsletter and everything else. And it took me being in here to fully realize that I do have my own community. I don't have a name for it, but I do have a community, and I'm very grateful for it.
Well, Adam, we love being part of your community in this community. And I think Linda was next. I think. Did I see her?
Yeah. Yep.
Go, P1.
Go. This is a definite dream. I would love to have you all around the table for a Sunday roast and stories.
2025. Just saying. 2025. Oh my God. It's going to be amazing. Go, Yvonne. Go. Oh no, she's dancing.
I was doing 20. Oh, no, that was 5. 20? 5.
I love it.
Have we mentioned I'm more of a humanities type and I don't do math?
Not enough fingers.
Oh my God. Oof, what is the question again?
Got no idea. Hang on, let me find it. Do you have any current or future dreams surrounding community for yourself?
Yeah. That whatever community I happen to be involved with, whether it's ours, whether it's my family and friends, whether it's the Late Bloomer Living community or the Age Agitators Club, that wherever I show up there to I would like to see myself show up in full, with everything that I have to offer, to notice when people need things and try to help them with those things. And yeah.
Amazing. Thank you, Yvonne. Donna, I saw your hand. I know you want to answer.
Yeah. You know, I have since COVID withdrawn from all the community that I had surrounded myself for so many years here. And I realized that, you know, that I'm starting to feel comfortable enough to go back live and see people and feel that I don't need to have a set community. I like feeling comfortable with every group that I'm with. And it reminds me, like an analogy is in high school, I was very friendly with all different types of people, the theater department, athletics, um, choir, you know, and so we would stand in the lobby and I'd go from like group to group to group to group, you know, just saying hello. And I like being part of all different types of people. And so I don't need to have my own community. I like to be part of this one and just feel comfortable in my own skin when I'm in other communities.
Oh my God, that is so amazing, Donna. And you are now, in my mind, our resident social butterfly. Just FYI, because that I had a visual, I had the whole thing. So that was incredible. Thank you.
Terry, just, you know, my nickname in high school was the crowd pleaser. Just saying.
Ooh. Oh, Donna. Jill, do you have an answer for, do you have any current future dreams surrounding community for yourself? And second time round, mate.
Yes, I do. And I just am now putting 2 and 2 together that I'm doing a devotional this week that is based around community and doing things together. And I'm like, how did I not come up with these answers from my devotionals? But the thing that sticks out right now is having meaningful relationships where we do life together by sharing, encouraging, serving, forgiving, and chasing faithfully after God. And that is like the foundation of what I would love to have a community based on. And that's what's like been bubbling up here. So that's my answer to my dream for surrounding community right now.
Oh, Jill, you're bringing it. The bar just keeps getting raised. I'm glad that was the last question. However, I'm kind of stuck at the end of the queue here. And by the way, my surname starts with Z, so rightfully so, because alphabetically speaking, I should be last. So we should note that for next time. But I have no words. I think that this community is such gold. And that's playing on Linda's gold and Denise's gold. Everyone has gold in this community. And I feel that together we are fierce and a force to be reckoned with. And again, I just want to say out loud, I invite anyone tuning in that might be looking for a community to reach out to us in any of the spaces, because we're here and we might be right for you. So we want to obviously put out a warm invite to anyone on their journey that's looking for sounding boards, brainstorming, all the things. That's what happens here. And we're also fortunate to be part of that. So with that, I think I'm safe to hand it over to the princess.
Hype Girl is back in the house, y'all. The bragging team is on the scene. So here's the deal. My role in this tonight in this summit is to brag on these amazing humans. I think everyone who's watching needs someone to brag on them as well. But I get to do it tonight for these incredible, amazing. Can I just go on and on with all the adjectives? You know, there's so much good in this community and so many people who are good to each other. Y'all make my heart melt from how sweet you are to even each other, like just all the things. So I'm going to start with Donna Bender. Donna Bender is the resident givologist Doesn't that sound professional? Donna has gone from like she was the VP of Calvin Klein, y'all. She was like, hanging out with royalty for real. She was doing all these things, but she has literally built her business on giving. I think that that is a true testament to what she was saying earlier, that she doesn't need to build a community. She has a community. And I think, Donna, you are the epitome of collaboration. You are always referring everyone to everyone else. Like you're always making those connections. So tonight, I want everyone listening to write down the name Donna Bender. I want you to go to the website and I want you to connect with her because she is absolutely an incredible human, first and foremost. But she has got so much gold to share with everyone about building a business based on giving, y'all. Like, it's not like selling and taking and all, it's giving. So, just going to say that out loud. Thank you, Donna Bender. Linda Bonney, I'm going to say about Linda, she has, oh, hold please, because I actually have things in my hands I can read. I have books and more books from Linda Bonney, where Linda has taken a podcast that was a blast. And I'm going to say it right because I'm going to look at the cheater of it. I'm the reason that it got backwards because I was like, doing it backwards accidentally. But it's Stories with a Sunday Roast, not Roast with a Sunday Story, and not, anyway, it's Stories with a Sunday Roast. She is an incredible storyteller. She's an incredible conversationalist. She took a podcast with interviews, intertwined her stories into the podcast, then turned it into print where she intertwined even more stories with those interviews. And it has turned out to be such an amazing thing. These are the first two collections. I believe I'm saying this right. She has a third collection almost here. It is like days away. She has a volume which will hold several collections. Y'all, it's just like all of these things. She's also the co-host of Mucked Up My Self-Care. And I have to watch Carrie Czar because sometimes, she wants to use wrong words with those kind of things. So it is Unstuck Your Muck. It's what they talk about. And they have accepted the challenge to leave it raw and real and have those kind of conversations. So, Mucked Up My Self-Care podcast. There you go. So, thank you, Linda Bonney. And then we come to the instigator, the president of the Age Agitators Club, who rocks this aging playfully as a living proof example for all of us. This girl paddleboard, she roller skates, she does all the things. And then she makes me sit still in the Age Agitators Club and meditate. It's like, how does that work, y'all? This is Yvonne Marchese. Yvonne has absolutely blown me away with her leadership skills. And when she talks about sitting in a room and seeing everyone else and all the things that they're doing that she thinks is so incredible, I'm going to call it out loud, Yvonne Marchese. There's a reason you're the president of the Age Agitators Club. There's a reason we follow you, because we are all troublemakers and we're going to stay that way no matter how old we get. So you are rocking this midlife thing. Late Bloomer Living podcast. Go and check it out. She interviews all kinds of other age agitators, just saying. And she runs with a bunch of troublemakers that are not going to age. Like, we're not going out like we've been told we have to. Just because we're a certain age doesn't mean we have to act a certain age. We are going to be age agitators for life. Then I have, exactly, in Yvonne's voice. Let me just say that, in Yvonne's voice. And then there's the media personality, interview king, and world-renowned bougie bus driver, Adam Rothenberg, who is absolutely incredible. Not only does Adam literally follow his plan for life. Like, I think this needs to be spoken about. Adam, you may have questioned some of the things, but we don't question it. We look at you and we look to you for how to treat people, how to be around people, how to interview, how to do all the things. You give us the juicy bits on Good Morning Entrepreneurs Behind the Curtains, but you bring so much to our lives and so much to the table. I need everybody to hear me clearly. If you do not know Adam Rothenberg, you need to go get with Adam and learn what it's like to be an amazing human. So, just going to say that. All of the loveliness on this stage is all on one page on our website so that you can go click through and find them all. We didn't want to take a chance of anyone getting lost in all this. So Jill O, our like amazing little magician, has made it possible for everybody to go and connect. I am going to say about Jill O, she is the founder of Mama Outspoken. She is rocking the postpartum world is what I'm going to call it, Jill. That's not a great way to say it, but that's what you're doing. She is a living proof mama entrepreneur who is figuring things out and being transparent as she goes along, which is super sexy, just saying. Carrie Zarb, she is the money barista. If you did not see Good Morning Entrepreneur this morning, not only is she the host of the Money Barista podcast, the Money Barista Club she's the leader of. She next Wednesday has the Money Barista Savings Tool that has saved this community. I already blew it. It's over $100,000, y'all. I messed it up earlier and then I couldn't take it back. It's been a long day, y'all. So Carrie, if you have any want to get in control of your finances, save money, understand your money so that you are not constantly like fighting that horrible feeling of being behind. Carrie Zarb is the money barista. She is the one to go to because as simple as coffee is, she can make you get in control of your finances just that simply as well. And she has a book, y'all. Don't know if y'all heard that earlier today. Today's the day that everybody in the world gets to know, and I don't have to keep that secret anymore. So no more counting down.
Oh.
Boom.
And that's for everyone, not only this panel, but the previous panel, all of this community and anyone tuning in. Oh. I had to, Kim.
So 30 seconds from everybody, like hot potato.
Final thoughts. Final thoughts. Go.
Oh, that's final thoughts. I'm like, oh, okay. This has been awesome. And I just also go, oh.
Love it. Donna, Linda, Adam, Jill, anyone?
I agree. That is a wonderful Lucille Ball tactic that I always did. I could do that with you, Carrie.
Oh, yes.
But this has been a great hour to just share with all of my fellow community members and masterminders and such wonderful people. And thank you all. And
thank you,
it's
Donna.
Wonderful being with you.
Thank you, Donna. Linda, quick.
Yes, huge thank you. I love you all so very much. This has been a great spark for my day. And I'm sure we can carry it forward to our weekend, Kerry. And yeah, I look forward to growing and connecting with you all into the future.
Perfect. Love it. Thank you, Linda. Adam.
My final thoughts are I am very grateful for this community. I'm grateful to be part of this community. I am grateful for the community that I have. And I hope anybody watching that you find your community. And if you want to try this one out, come on. We always love having new people. And thank you for tonight.
Thank you, Adam.
my final thought is I am myself inspired by all of us, and I hope everyone watching is also.
Me too. Final thoughts. Me too. And do we have credits? Is it time to roll the credits?
We do, but I have to say out loud, thank you, Jill Olish, Carrie Zarb, and Adam Rothenberg for making this happen. So love y'all, and I'm so proud.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you too.
And as Adam would do,